Open up TikTok today, and the very first video that pops up is Kehlani going off about this AI artist, and you see her here. Her name is Xania Monet. I want y'all to just check out a real quick snippet of this because we're going to get into why Kehlani is upset. But this is all AI generated.
If you only knew the nights I cried, praying to God, asking him why, smiling in the crowd but broken inside, carrying a weight I could never describe.
So Kehlani, she went off after she heard this artist here, Xania Monet, who is an AI-generated R&B artist. She reportedly just signed a multi-million-dollar deal. And you are like myself, you were probably like, hold on, wait a minute, because I've never even heard of this AI artist before. They are really concerned that they are taking money out of the mouths of people who are struggling to try to get any type of income to not just produce, future projects, but to also take care of themselves and their families. All right, so let's get into what Kehlani actually had to say.
There is an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal and has a top 5 R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. I think you guys think that AI can just be the cover for something, which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. AI can also make the entire fucking song. It can sing the entire song. It can make the entire beat. You can have a song that's one type of song and say, AI, make this into a country song, and it'll literally rewrite, re-sing in a country voice and redo the entire thing. And they don't have to credit anyone. This is so beyond out of our control, and nothing and no one on earth will ever be able to justify AI to me, especially not fucking AI in the creative arts, in which people have worked hard for, trained for, slept on the floor for, fucking got injuries for, worked for their entire lives. I'm sorry, I don't respect it. Fuck. There is an AI R&B artist.
All right, so yeah, this is the clip that's going viral right now because Kehlani is speaking out against these AI artists as well as the companies and the agencies that are actually backing these AI artists. So I want to give you guys a little background. Xania Monet is actually created by Talisha Nikki Jones, who was a poet and designer out of Mississippi. She used an app or an AI tool called Suno to do the vocals and the production.
Behind the scenes look at me creating a song using Suno version 4.5. Timbaland has been talking about it, and this thing is a beast. Here we go. I'm going to show you a behind the scenes look at a song I created in Suno. I had ChatGPT write the lyrics, and I had it write the description. Now, in order to get ChatGPT to do that, it needed my imagination. It needed what I wanted to create. It needed my input. It didn't just come up with this thing, contrary to what people think and believe. But here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. So here I am in Suno 4.5, and down here is the song title. This is where my songs are being stored. This is how I have my not exclude styles, but my advanced options. Weirdness, I have set to 50%. Style influence, I have it set to 80%. So that way it matches my style description. Right here is my style description. And then here are my lyrics. And I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And you guys can take a listen.
I've been sitting with the silence, letting all my thoughts unfold. Every tear became a teacher, every scar a thread of gold. Used to run from all the shadows, now I stand and let them speak. There's a rhythm in the stillness, and it's finally setting me free.
You go into this with the mindset of this being a tool that can help you create, then you'll be able to free your imagination and create things that will blow your mind. I am using a paid subscription of Suno, which allows me to place my videos on YouTube. Right now, the cost of Suno is $10 a month. I hope that helps.
Going through a lot of her posts and videos that's uploaded with the music, she actually started disabling the comments because I believe that posting things that were negative about AI and about what she's doing, especially in light of people really learning that she is an AI produced artist. And a lot of people had admitted in these comments that they had no idea that this was even AI because they just found her music. I want to just read some of the comments. So here someone says, the real person behind name is Alicia Nikki Jones. And it shows how appearance really should not be a criteria for labels. Here someone says, I am ready for the concert. So we got people saying they are ready to throw some coins at seeing this AI artist. Here someone says this is alarming. Here someone says this is scary. Someone else says scary world. Someone here says got this album on repeat and she actually liked it. Here someone says that's crazy. Here someone says you're my favorite singer. Do you write your own music? And Xania says yes. All right. So here someone here says so nobody is concerned. Oh, okay. And then here someone says TikTok introduced you to me. Now I'm falling in love with you and your music every day. Keep up the good work, baby girl. Someone here says, isn't she AI? Not trying to be funny, but all of these videos look AI generated. Is she a real person? Because I would love to be a fan. And here someone says yes. And someone here says sounds kind of like old school Beyonce. Here someone says entire album is dope. Someone here says, girl, you touching my soul. Someone here says, mind you, it's a computer touching your soul. Someone here says, fantastic. Signed this young woman with a voice. I mean, I don't know. Do you think a lot of these people are aware that she's AI? Does it even matter that she's AI?
Something real quick. So, I'm an artist. I write, sing, and sometimes produce my own music, right? And I've been doing this since I was 13 years old. A lot of people don't know that about me because I am introverted and I'm very secretive. I don't let too many people know too much about me. And I've been seeing a lot of videos talking about artists need to promote. And I've done interviews with other artists. I've interviewed managers. I've interviewed industry leaders when I was with Xania Monet Productions when I worked for them as AR. Okay, no, I was an A&R at one point too, and I had in a co-host of a radio show, and I've learned since 2019 when I finally stepped into the music, like literally going to the studio and things like that. What I have learned a lot is promote, and I understand that, but it's so saturated. Like, no matter what social media you're on, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, it don't matter what social media platform you're on, it's saturated full of artists, R&B artists, rappers, pop music, things like that, right? And everybody want to be signed. I mean, let's be real, everybody wants to be signed because they want to be able to have that cushion to fall on where they're able to create without having issues financially. They want the advance so they're able to be free in their art, because creating does cost. It does cost money. It costs money to lease a beat, and that's let alone if you don't purchase it, because purchasing costs more. But you lease the beat, you gotta pay for the videographer for your music video, and you gotta, pay, for distribution and marketing and PR. I mean, there's so much that come out of pocket as a independent artist. So yes, they want to be signed, right? But I hear all this promote, and it's like, create a fan base. Like, I know some people are like expecting their family members and friends to support them. They're not going to support you until you pop, literally.
So this woman basically is saying that promotion is not enough. Marketing or saying promote is not enough because it takes a lot of resources. And if you don't have the means to pay for the beat, right, which could cost who knows how much, right, depending on who you're working with, if you're more the indie route, or if you want to work with some more like notable producers and things like that, you're going to have to spend a bag, right? And so even to get yourself all of the moving parts that you need to compile a fire song, especially if you're not skilled in beat making and production and all those things, is going to cost you a pretty penny. And so if you don't have the means to do so, then you will find yourself as a person who will not take off the way that you should. And then not to mention the other materials that you need to have, being booked at different places, so on and so forth. What do you guys think about that?
So check it out, man. My real artist is gonna feel me on this one. You know what I'm saying? That AI artist shit is some bullshit. And the whole concept of them basically saying that it got a deal on the table is a marketing ploy. Because first of all, why the fuck would you have to give a deal to something that y'all created at the label? Like, why would y'all have to give a deal to something that don't even have rights? I'm not comprehending that, first of all. And then the other thing about it, why I gotta be a black AI artist? Another way to take away from black artists? Why I gotta be a black AI artist? Why I gotta take our lingo, our style, our swag? You know what I'm saying? AI only can duplicate and it can't create. So with that being said, be you, be yourself, create something fresh and new, and you ain't gotta worry about AI.
Technically, it is the human behind these AI artists that get the deal. And I want to speak to, though, the point that he makes about AI artists replicating, and I'm only speaking about like the R&B artists and rappers, right? They are basically replicating images of what we would assume to be black people. If you guys don't remember the artist FN Mika, Mika was a fictional rapper developed by Brandon Lee in 2019. And there was a lot of controversy. He was a virtual rapper. Lyrics were generated by AI, and they were compiled using thousands of data points from video games and social media. It's the same thing from Xania Monet. Years and years of data from Google, from social media platforms that have been used to compile and put together not just the sound, but the words, the structure, everything to make these songs. Talisha, she is actually a poet, so she is putting her poems into these AI apps, turns her poems into the music. But where are they getting the sounds from? And I think that's what Kehlani is pointing to, right? Just like with these VEO or the VO3 video generator, right? It's taking and compiling images and the voices to create the likeness of somebody that you and I know, right? The same thing with their appearance. They are generating these images, these sounds, these voices. That's why a lot of people are saying, oh, they sound like a K Michelle. It sounds like a Beyonce. It sounds like a, whomever, even Kehlani, for example, right? And they believe that this is a lazy, quick, and cheating to gain profit.
Hey, yeah, real quick. Is that girl Xania Monet? Is that AI? Or is this a real person? Cause baby, let me tell you, the album got my heart just in a chokehold, okay? Like songs on repeat. I think, listen, why I play the hell out that songs, okay? Like the whole album is a banger.
Now this
Yeah, is that AI? We being pumped?
This was just on September the 9th. So here someone says they're acknowledging, giving credit to the woman, Talisha Nikki Jones, who is an actual person, and it appears that she has a page on Facebook. And here someone says she is definitely real, sis. We just using visuals instead of actually showing our faceless. It's a faceless thing. I speak to her all the time. So someone here says, yeah, right. And then here says the songwriter is real, the vocals are not. So someone basically corrected this original commenter to saying, well, you're actually wrong, because yes, Talisha is a real person, but the image and likeness of her is not real. It's all AI generated, as well as the voice. She is only contributing to the lyrics. And even AI is helping and assisting in the writing and placement of those lyrics, and then in turn they're able to produce the music and the song. Kehlani basically says she doesn't respect AI and creative arts, says music comes with sacrifice, and is trying to downplay the years of training, pain, hustle, and grind that many artists have to endure in order to see results and to have any type of staying power in the industry. And she sees AI as a shortcut that undermines real artists who still fight for recognition. So a lot of people feel like, hey, blame the labels because they are the ones putting profit at the forefront, and we shouldn't blame the technology. Right. And I'm not even a person that's against AI. Do I believe that there are a lot of things that are done unethically when it comes to AI? Absolutely. But a lot of people are saying don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't be mad because there was a time when you did have to really work hard and you had to really put boots to the ground, sell CDs independently as an artist from the trunk of your car. They had to go the indie route before they even could get any type of deal, let alone a distribution through a label. Don't be mad at the people who have just been able to profit off of using technology to their advantage. And like this one person said, they do have a point. A lot of people don't want to be the face. Even if they have the vocals, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to be a celebrity. They don't want to deal with all of that. They just want to make the music, express themselves through the art. And if AI is a way that they can use as an avenue to get them to fulfill their dream without having to be the face, why be mad at that? And then a lot of people also say, when we talk about the ethical piece, they're saying that Xania Monet sounds like a mashup of K. Michelle, Beyonce, and others. And again, that raises concerns regarding originality. And then, like I mentioned about the artist FM Mika, there has been backlash over cultural appropriation and exploitation. And then also, people fear that AI will strip music of authenticity, lived experience, culture, and it feels soulless. Whether you agree with Kehlani or think that this is just where the industry is headed, one thing is clear: people still want authenticity and want to feel a connection to not just the music, but also to the artist. And labels, they may experiment with AI acts, but at the end of the day, people connect with human imperfection. And that might be one of the things that AI can never replicate. So do you think that AI artists like Xania Monet can ever be taken seriously? Or will the industry always push back because there's no real human experience behind the voice? And should we accept that these AI artists are potentially here to stay, and that despite their support and growing popularity, they might not impact human artists at all, but instead coexist alongside them? So let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like the video, share, as well as subscribe to the channel, y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.